And now, the general weather around Alaska.
All right, starting off with the fire update slide here. Fire weather update slide put out by the Alaska Interagency Coordination Center. And for Monday, August 11th, weather clears over the central regions today and becomes warm and sunny over the eastern interior on Tuesday. The upper Tanana Valley has a good chance for wetting rains today, but there could still be some pockets of dry surface fuels. Southerly winds strengthening along the west coast. And for the outlook, the west coast will get hammered with rain before it sweeps across the interior through the latter half of the week. And from there, taking a look at the fire danger for spruce, the forecast for tomorrow, August 12th. Reappearance of high to very high fire danger just in one day from today to tomorrow up here over the Yukon Flats there, and then a little bit of an increase here over the Tanana Valley as well as up along the North Slope. And from there, looking at satellite imagery, low pressure here over the eastern interior and the front trailing back earlier today across the eastern North Gulf Coast and Panhandle all the way down to off the chart there, moving through here during the day, bringing significant rainfall across areas of the southeast coast. 12-hour amounts today ending at about 3 o'clock this afternoon or so. About an inch, a little over an inch at Klawock and around an inch falling at Juneau for a couple of locations there. Rain and showers here shifting eastward over the Copper River Basin and the eastern interior here, followed by mostly cloudy skies over the central interior. Some areas of clearing up and through here, and a lot of clearing down over south central Alaska today, extending down to Kodiak Island, and some variable clouds getting into Bristol Bay, and also here in the west side seeing some increase in the mid and high level clouds with the main rain back along the coast over the eastern Bering Sea, along with some good south winds kicking in ahead of that front. And another system down here with more wet weather over the central and eastern Aleutians. Rolling that through again, here's one low center here tracking northeastward, another one pushing off to the east, and a lot of clouds and precipitation and gusty winds associated with that one, especially the one up here that's going to bring the strong winds up into the along the Yukon Delta coast all the way up into the western Arctic coast. And for the night tonight, we've got strong winds in the forecast, gale force winds in areas along this front or in advance of the front, and small craft advisories in other areas here. But look for very wet conditions over the Alaska Peninsula, eastern Aleutians, up to the Pribilofs and along the southwest coast here, mostly west of the Kuskokwim Delta there, but or Kuskokwim Bay and Delta, with good rain moving into the Seward Peninsula, Norton Sound, on up into the western Brooks Range, and possibly even reaching the central Arctic coast by late tonight. Periods of rain, but less wind behind the front for the St. Lawrence Island area, and also winds will diminish for the Pribilofs as that front pushes eastward tonight, and that weak low there slowly moving eastward, followed by high pressure farther to the west out there. And high pressure continues to advance eastward here, keeping it mostly, or clearing it out. Definitely the showers will end this evening, becoming mostly clear like it did over south central Alaska last night and this morning. That same pattern will happen here over the Copper River Basin and the extreme eastern interior areas. This trough keeps showers going through the afternoon over the southern panhandle as it dries out and starts to clear out up to the north there. So look for mostly sunny skies tonight, or I'm sorry, into tomorrow. Again, I got a little ahead of myself there. This trough keeps a chance of showers going over the southern southeast coast as it dries out to the north there. Otherwise, we're looking at a mostly sunny day here for south central Alaska. Mostly cloudy Kodiak Island, could be a little bit of clearing there, and then mostly clear central and eastern interior with temperatures on the rebound from the 50s today, bouncing up into the 60s, lower 70s here in the central and east side, with dry weather all the way up to the Arctic coast. A slow-moving front here draped all along the west coast. That'll produce gusty winds and rain from the Alaska Peninsula all the way up to the western Arctic coastal areas. Behind that system, much lighter winds, much drier conditions, higher pressure, making for light winds for the entire Aleutian chain for Tuesday, west of Nikolsky, that is. And then for the time frame on Wednesday, You can see a warm front out there tomorrow. You'll see that system advances off to the east, bringing a widespread area of rain up to the central Aleutians, reaching in toward Unimak Island late in the day around Nikolsky. And fair weather with light winds, some clearing here for the Alaska Peninsula, on up into the Bristol Bay area. This low center here produces rain from the Yukon Delta and along the lower Yukon River Valley there, all the way up to the western Arctic coast, rain and showers. Look for rain to spread into southern Cook Inlet, maybe even getting as far north as Soldotna Kenai in the afternoon, extending back down toward Kodiak Island there with some showers here and cloudy skies in between those two systems. Maybe some isolated showers developing over the central and western Alaska range. Otherwise dry, mostly sunny, but increasing clouds in the central interior areas, staying mostly clear and mild, highs 60s and 70s on the east side there. And a very nice day coming up for the southeast coast. Sunshine, highs in the 60s, the lower 70s there across the entire region. And then for the day on Thursday, this low takes off to the southeast, as you can see here. Or actually, forgot the advisories. With the system coming in tonight, we've got coastal or high surf advisories out for the Yukon, Kuskokwim Delta Coast, Nunivak Island area. Again, Norton Sound, and that's for 4 to 8 foot sea or waves crashing onto the shore. Could result in some minor beach erosion. And that's out late tonight and continues into early Wednesday morning. And from there, we'll take a look at Thursday, and you can see, back it up one more here, this system takes off to the southeast and is almost off the chart here, just barely on the map there Thursday, as this system pushes up to the northeast here and spreads some more rain into the southern panhandle later in the day. Periods of rain there, scattered showers up to the north. And this area will produce rain across all of south central Alaska into the eastern Kuskokwim Valley. And of course, all along the Alaska range here with some rain up into the Tanana Valley. A little bit drier over toward the central and eastern Copper River Basin. Another trough produces another area of enhanced precipitation here over the northwest part of the state. And yet another one up there off the Arctic coast produces some light rain, fog, and drizzle there, say from Wainwright eastward over toward possibly Barter Island, but maybe staying to the west. Higher pressure ridging in off the coast here, drying it out with some clearing. So dry conditions now with light winds for the Seward Peninsula down to the Bristol Bay area, with a few lingering showers over northeast Bristol Bay, but nothing significant. Big area high pressure here centered just north of Adak keeps much of the Bering Sea under light wind conditions with dry weather. Maybe an isolated shower or two out toward Shimia and Attu, and that's about it. So moving on to the lows for tonight, we've got 30s, 40s in the central and eastern part of the state, mostly in the 50s out to the west, 40s and lower 50s for the Aleutians, and in the 50s for the southeast coast. Highs for tomorrow coming up nicely, lower 70s, 65 to 75 south central Alaska tomorrow, and 60s, lower 70s there for the Tanana Valley, with mid 60s all the way out to the Arctic coast, 50s to the west here, and the Bering Sea, same thing, highs in the 50s, as well as the Aleutians and the southeast coast, highs 65 to 72. And for the lows, a little cooler there over the Panhandle with more clearing, and 40s to lower 50s over interior Alaska, some 30s on the Arctic coast, mostly in the upper 40s out over the Aleutians and the Bering Sea, followed by highs in the lower 70s here, 70 to 75, Copper River Basin up to the Yukon Flats, and then cooler with the clouds and rain coming into south central Alaska. Look for highs in the lower 60s and cool weather all the way out to the southwest coast with highs in the lower 50s there. Upper 40s, St. Lawrence Island, mid 50s for the Pribilofs and the Aleutians. Very nice conditions here for the southeast coast, highs 65 to 75 with maximum sunshine.